engineered to perform controlled maneuvers that are impossible through regular aerodynamic mechanisms. In the Su-35, this is in part achieved through use of thrust vectoring engines. The nozzles of its Saturn AL-41F1's turbofans can independently point in different directions in flight to assist the aircraft in rolling and yawing. Only one operational Western fighter, the F-22 Raptor, has similar technology. This also allows the Su-35 to achieve very high angles of attack. In other words, the plane can be moving in one direction while its nose is pointed in another. A high angle of attack allows an aircraft to more easily train its weapons on an evading target and execute tight maneuvers. Such maneuvers may be useful for evading missiles or dogfighting at close ranges, though they leave any aircraft in a low-energy state. The Flanker can achieve a maximum speed of Mach 2.25 at high altitude, equal to the F-22 and faster than the F-35 or F-16, and has excellent acceleration. However, contrary to initial reports, it appears it may not be able to supercruise, perform sustained supersonic flight without using afterburners, while loaded for combat. Its service ceiling is 60,000 feet, on par with F-15s and F-22s, and 10,000 feet higher than Super Hornets, Rafales and F-35s. The Su-35 has expanded fuel capacity, giving it a range of 2,200 miles on internal fuel, or 2,800 miles with two external fuel tanks. Both the lighter titanium airframe and the engines have significantly longer life expectancies than their predecessors, at 6,000 and 4,500 flight hours, respectively. For comparison, the F-22 and F-35 are rated at 8,000 hours. The Flanker airframe is not particularly stealthy. However, adjustments to the engine inlets and canopy, and the use of radar-absorbent material, supposedly have the Su-35's radar cross-section. One article claims it may be down to between 1 and 3 meters. This could reduce the range it can be detected and targeted, but the Su-35 is still not a stealth fighter. The Su-35 has 12 to 14 weapons hardpoints, giving it an excellent loadout compared to the 8 hardpoints on the F-15C and F-22, or the 4 internally stowed missiles on the F-35. At long range, the Su-35 can use K-77M radar-guided missiles, known by NATO as the AA-12 which are claimed to have range of over 120 miles. For shorter-range engagements, the R-74, NATO designation, AA-11 Archer, infrared-guided missile is capable of targeting off-bore sights simply by looking through a helmet-mounted optical sight. The pilot can target an enemy plane up 60 degrees away from where his plane is pointed. The R-74 has a range of over 25 miles, and also uses thrust vectoring technology. The medium-range R-27 missile and the extra-long-range R-37, aka the AA-13 Arrow, for use against AWACS, EU and tanker aircraft, complete the Su-35's air-to-air missile selection. Additionally, the Su-35 is armed with a 30mm cannon with 150 rounds for strafing or dogfighting. The Flanker can also carry up to 17,000 pounds of air-to-ground munitions. Historically, Russia has made only limited use of precision-guided munitions, PGMs, compared to Western air forces. However, the capability for large-scale use of such weapons is there, if doctrine and munition stocks accommodate it. The Su-35's most critical improvements over its predecessors may be in hardware. It is equipped with a powerful L-175M Kabini electronic countermeasure system intended to distort radar waves and misdirect hostile missiles. This could significantly degrade attempts to target and hit the Flanker. The Su-35's IRBZ passive electronically scanned array, PESA, radars hope to provide better performance against stealth aircraft. It is claimed to be able to track up to 30 airborne targets with a radar cross-section of 3 meters up to 250 miles away, and targets with cross-sections as small 0.1 meters over 50 miles away. However, PESA radars are easier to detect and to jam than the active electronically scanned array, AESA, radars now used by Western fighters. The IRBZ also has an air-to-ground mode that can designate up to 4 surface targets at a time for PGMs. Supplementing the radar is an OLS-35 targeting system that includes an infrared search and track (IRST) system said to have a 50-mile range, potentially a significant threat to stealth fighters. More mundane but vital systems, such as pilot multifunction displays and fly-by-wire avionics, have also been significantly updated. Currently, the Russian Air Force operates only 48 Su-35s. Another 50 were ordered in January 2016, and will be produced at a rate of 10 per year. 4 Su-35s were deployed to Syria this January after a Russian Su-24 was shot down by a Turkish F-16. Prominently armed with air-to-air missiles, the Su-35s were intended to send a message that the Russians could pose an aerial threat if attacked. China has ordered 24 Su-35s at a cost of $2 billion, but is thought unlikely to purchase more. Beijing's interest is believed to lie mostly in copying the Su-35's thrust vector engines for use in its own designs. The Chinese PLF already operates the Shenyang J-11, a copy of the Su-27. Attempts to market the Su-35 abroad, especially to India and Brazil, have mostly foundered. Recently, however, Indonesia has indicated it wishes to purchase 8 this year, though the contract signing has been repeatedly delayed. Algeria is reportedly considering acquiring 10 for $900 million. Egypt, Venezuela and Vietnam are also potential customers. Cost estimates for the Su-35 have run between $40 million and $65 million, however, the exports contracts have been at prices above $80 million per unit. The Su-35 is at least equal, if not superior, to the very best Western 4th-generation fighters. The big question is how well can it perform against a 5th-generation stealth plane such as the F-22 or F-35? The maneuverability of the Su-35 makes it an unsurpassed dogfighter. However, future aerial clashes using the latest missiles, R-77s, Meteors, AIM-120s, could potentially take